Welcome everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you have a strap, that would be great. If not, you don't need one. Just grab a thinner towel on the longer side and roll it up. If you have a ball, wonderful. And if you have a fitness circle, great, but you don't need it. Just grab the toys that you have and let's get going. Let's start off on all fours. Hands directly underneath the shoulders and take a nice inhale through the nose and exhale through a pursed lip, curving the spine. Inhale and round, creating space through the spine, and exhaling into a nice extension. Inhale up, making a shell curve with your torso, and exhale, extend and lengthen. A couple more times. Feeling the energy through the ground. Creating that nice C curve and go back. Let's add some more movement to it. Not a child's pose, but a nice shell stretch that we do in Pilates. Opening up, creating as much space through your back as you can. Coming into an extension and look all the way up, keeping the shoulders down, and then back into the shell stretch. Inhale up, exhale, dropping the hips to the floor, and come all the way back up, creating as much space as you can through your spine. And again, come up, extend down, and now rock the hips to the left, look over your right shoulder, and rock them to the right, look over your left shoulder. Once again, this feels so good on the lower back. And push yourself back up, hips to the heels. And again, come up, extend, dropping the hips. Rock the hips over to the left, look over your right shoulder, and opposite direction. One more time. And push back onto the heels. Now back on all fours. Bring the heels up and just rotate side to side, swinging the legs, looking over the opposite shoulder. Again, giving a nice side stretch. This also feels good. Remember to put a towel underneath your knees if they are too sensitive. Now push up all the way back into a downward dog, and then just pedal the dog out, lifting and lowering, alternating the heels to the mat. Nice even weight on the front hands. Up onto the toes, and then press the heels down. Come all the way up onto the toes, press the heels into the mat. A couple more times, up onto the toes and drop the heels. Good. Now we're going to come down into a runner's stretch to really open up through the hips. So just bring your left foot forward, and then both hands are on the inside of that left foot, pressing the hips down towards the mat. Everyone's going to have a different range of motion, and just kind of rock side to side, kind of cradle yourself where you need to feel more of the stretch. Now take your left hand, it's going to go under, tuck it under that left foot, and then rock side to side. So you're coming up onto the side of the left foot. You're really opening up through that hip. Now bring that left hand back to the starting position, and you're going to move towards the right. So either you can stay up on both hands, or for a deeper stretch, you can go down to your forearms and just hold that position. Don't forget to breathe. Now come back up, hands on either side of that left leg, and then just shift the weight back, lengthening through that left hamstring, and then come forward, pressing the right hip down. So just taking it forward and back. Breathing into each stretch. Good. Inhale here and exhale, lengthen through that hamstring, keeping that left knee soft. Back into a downward dog. Pedaling the dog out, alternating the heels, pressing them into the mat. Nice stretch up onto the toes, back down to the heels. Just a few times. And let's do the other side. So bring your right foot forward, both hands on the inside of that foot, and just rock back side to side to feel more of a stretch. Opening through those tight hips. Now take that right hand, reach underneath that right leg, and open that hip even more, coming up onto the side of your right foot. Getting a little bit deeper into that hip area, which often are too tight from sitting. Now walk the hands away towards the left corner, onto your forearms, or just on full arms extended. Or if you want more of a stretch, go down to the forearms. This can be a little more challenging, so never ever force this stretch. Kind of honor where you are at this moment. Every day is going to look a little bit different. It's going to feel different, and depending on the time of day that you're stretching. So just remember that and have patience. Now push yourself back up into that downward dog, alternating the heels. Get a nice stretch through the ankle joint, increasing mobility. Pressing the hands into the floor. Back down to the knees. Now we're going to swing that left foot forward, again stretching out through the hip area. Now, if you have a little prop or a ball, now is a great time to use it. I like using these because I'm up a little higher. I can get more range of motion. I can wiggle around on this ball, feeling the stretch, pressing the right toes into the floor, giving me more leverage. So I can rotate on the ball clockwise and counterclockwise, and you can kind of explore where you're most tight in that hip area. And again, to make this a deeper stretch, you can come down to the forearms if that works for you. And just breathe into the ball, breathe into the legs, and just feel those muscles release. The pigeon is a great way to release the hip area. If you had a Bosu ball, that will also work too. Push yourself back up into a downward dog, getting ready to do pigeon on the other side. So swing that right leg up. See where you need to be for this stretch. If you want, prop yourself up on the ball. And then you can kind of dig those back toes into the mat to get a little bit more leverage. And just explore where you're feeling those muscles being shortened. Bringing it down to the forearms for a little bit deeper stretch. Still breathing into those muscles. Now we're ready to transition onto our back. So if you have that towel, now is the time to grab it. Or if you have a yoga strap or Pilates strap, grab it. So anchoring it on the bottom of your left foot and extending your right leg all the way out to the floor. And just add some little pulses. Don't forget to breathe. Now bring your right foot up, pull your left leg back a little bit further, hold it the same place in space, a little bit more range of motion, and then extend the right leg back down. And just breathe. Now place the strap into your right hand. Look over your left shoulder, extending your left arm out to the side, and just bring that left leg across the midline of your body and feel the nice long stretch down the side of your leg. Now grab the strap with your left hand. Place your right hand on your right hip. Look over your right shoulder and lower that right leg across the midline of the body. And just breathe into that stretch. We don't want that right hip to lift off the floor. And once again, place the strap on your right hand, extend your left arm out, follow it with your eyes, and bring that left leg across the midline of the body. Feels really nice. And let's go the other direction, grabbing the strap with your left hand, looking over your right shoulder, placing your right hand on your right hip so it doesn't lift up, and bringing the leg across the body again. Now just place your strap to the side. Bring your left foot flush to your right thigh. Extend the arms out to the side and lower the legs to the right side. Again, looking over at your left shoulder. Inhale, center, and then exhale again. We look over the left shoulder to ensure the shoulder blades stay in contact with the ground. Now going into a glute stretch. Pull the right leg up into tabletop position and grabbing the left hand to the left ankle and the right hand wraps around the right leg. You can use that left elbow as leverage to push that left knee a little further out, feeling a deeper stretch through the hip area, and just breathe into it. Rock side to side if you want a bit of more of a stretch, kind of explore where you need to feel it. Everyone's different. Okay, let's switch back to the other side, starting with the hamstring, placing that strap on the bottom of the right foot, extending your left leg all the way to the floor, and just lengthening that right leg. Rocking side to side, breathing into that stretch. Placing the left foot on the floor, pull that right leg back a little more, trying to keep that range of motion, and then extend that left leg back down to the floor. You never want the muscles to be shaking. If they are, then you need to release the tension. Holding the strap with the left hand, right arm goes out to the side, looking over the right shoulder, and just pull that right leg across the midline of your body and feel the stretch. Going the other direction, holding the strap with your right hand, left hand goes on the left hip so it doesn't lift up, and looking over your left shoulder. And just breathe into that stretch. One more time, crossing that leg through the midline. Right arm extends out, looking over the right shoulder, holding the strap with your left hand. And switch one more time. Right leg goes out to the right side, left hand on your left hip, looking over at your left shoulder. And just breathe. All right, coming back to the back stretch, just place your strap to the side and your right foot is going to go flush on that left thigh. Look over your right shoulder and lower your legs to the left side. This is a wonderful back stretch. I do this stretch before I get out of bed in the morning. It feels so good. Inhale, center, and then exhale, drop the legs down to the left. We're looking over the right shoulder to ensure the shoulder blades remain in contact with the floor. And stay here as long as you need to. You can pause the video as much as you want. Back to the glute stretch, bringing the leg up, placing that right hand, pressing that knee away, rocking side to side, feeling a deeper stretch through the hip. And just breathe into it. For this next stretch, you can either use your towel or your strap, or if you have one, fitness circle. I love this stretch. So we're going to be just rolling like a ball, just small range of motion. Come up into a balanced position. You got to use your abdominals right here. You're going to inhale right here at the top and then exhale, extend back. So each time you're trying to get a little bit more range of motion, some lengthening through the backs of the legs. You feel it through the low back, through your hamstrings. You're working your abdominals. There's a lot going on here. And go back. Feel that nice stretch and come up. A couple more times. Breathing through it. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, using whatever prop you have, and just hinge forward at the hips. Lengthening again through the hamstrings and the low back. Breathe in through the nose and exhale, starting articulating down one vertebrae at a time, rocking side to side. Breathing into those legs. Inhale all the way up nice and tall. Go into a nice extension, opening up through the spine and the chest, and then coming down one vertebrae at a time, rocking side to side. Couple more times. Go at your own pace for any video. Can you touch your toes? Some days are definitely better than others. All right. This next stretch is great for the inner thighs. So just facing forward, take your right foot towards your groin and extend your left leg out to the side. And just reach forward and enjoy this stretch. Now, if you have a ball or a fitness circle, you can use it right here. So just roll it away and just rock forward and back. Even a foam roller would work. Now sitting up tall, reach, turn to the right, and then come down towards the floor, feeling more of a stretch. Good. And just side bend over, inhale to the center, and exhale, reach and stretch. This feels so good. Reach and stretch, coming down onto the forearm. One more time. Nice. Good. Now, stretching out the quadriceps, the front of the left thigh. Just lean back. Some people can go all the way to the floor. I can't. That's why I have my little ball. I place it there. You can even do a couple pillows. Oh, that feels much better. And then I can get a nice lengthening through that front of the quadricep. You can come down a little bit further, whatever works for you. Hold it for as long as you need to. So whatever you're using is just propped right in the low back, just giving you some support so you can lean back. And then if you want to, go into a nice extension, opening up through the chest. Now, sit up tall, rotate over your right shoulder. And hold the stretch. And let's do the other side. So swinging that right leg out to the side, bringing the left heel towards the groin, using that ball to extend and reach further forward. Or your fitness circle. Maybe you don't have that range of motion to go forward that much, so you can prop yourself up. It's going to look different on everybody. So really honor where your range of motion is for right now. Again, the fact that you showed up is wonderful. You're here, and you're still here. You're almost done. And lift up and rotate to the left. Again, if you want to use that ball to reach, gain more of an extension and range of motion. Side bend over to the left. Inhale tall and exhale, flex over, coming down onto the forearm, whatever feels good for you. This is your stretch. Bring that right leg back, stretching out the right quadricep, coming back towards the floor. Again, My range of motion is limited here. That's why I like to use the ball behind my back for support. If you're lucky enough, you can go all the way back to the floor. Perfect. Good for you. And then take it into a nice extension. Feeling that lengthening through the front of the right thigh. Rock side to side, kind of explore those muscles. Where are they talking to you most? All right, sitting up nice and tall, looking over your left shoulder, adding your rotation, pushing that left foot into the right thigh, getting more of a stretch, and hold it here. All right, grab onto that towel, reach up nice and tall, and again, side bend, over, pulse, pulse, reach. You can even add a rotation. The more movement we have through our spine, the healthier our spine. I hope you feel a little taller. Thank you so much for joining me.